Hello everybody, welcome back to the Cthulhu table, and it is mold making day. I know it looks like pour day, but it's mold making day. So I had to start by cleaning off the pour table. And we spell that pour P-O-O-R with its condition today. It's covered in stuff from my shop reorganization, the tape is all falling off of it, so we gotta spiff it up here a little bit. After that, we get our slabs into place, and it's time to put our mold on. Did you miss the step I skipped? Because I sure did not, but I guess that's kind of obvious, or I would have done it if I realized I was skipping it. And it's not that crack on the end, although I did miss that too. And there it is. That was about 3 inches too short, so I made this whole mold, and it's completely pointless, and I have to remake it. So that whole 3 minutes was just completely down the tubes, and I had to spend 3 whole minutes more remaking the mold. For some reason, I was thinking that this was way wider than 24 together, and I didn't have to measure it, but yep, wrong. So let's just super speed through it this time. I know I had a leak a couple of weeks ago because I did something wrong, but for the life of me, for the other people who build these tables, I cannot understand why they don't use this method. It is so much faster. I know when you watch the other videos and they speed through it, it seems like it's not a whole lot of work and they just kind of gloss over it. It's because it's boring work. It's not that it's not time-consuming work. It takes a while to build a box. I'm sure like anything else you get more proficient at it, but how many times have you seen melamine stick to the bottom of a table? But I'm also guessing you probably don't watch as many epoxy pour videos as I do. I mean, it's a totally great technique if you're only building one, but after 3, this just becomes more cost effective too. Alright, enough tooting my own horn. Here we are mixing up the pigment. We did this in real time. It is really cool. I think it is still one of my favorite parts of doing this. Now, the reason we say this is mold making day and not pour day is that is Wisebond tabletop epoxy. And that is the last step in building my molds. So after I build the mold with the UHMWPE and the silicone and the hot melt glue, this is the last step. Pouring a thin layer of this tabletop epoxy on the bottom of the table. Now this one I'm seeing more and more creators do. I didn't come up with this idea, and actually I don't remember where I saw it from, but I do remember thinking when I did see it, it was genius, and I was going to do that from now on. And if you do follow when I do have spills, it's always because I don't do this step. This epoxy is like super thick, so the idea is it will fill in any little holes that there are, and we won't really get any pour out on the floor.
Cthulhu wants you to get weird with wood.